Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, Philippine Family Life with Leia. And today's video, I'm back with my husband Gary. We have a new topic to talk about. The truth about dating a foreigner, the bad and good. Last conversation we did, it was the truth about dating a Filipina. And we're gonna twist it. We're gonna talk about foreigners. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get started then. Alright, so the last conversation we did, it seems like a popular topic. We get some good views with that videos.
Yeah, it was popular talking about dating a Filipina.
Yeah,
Will it be as popular talking about the good and bad for a foreigner? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, this is more for the Filipinas, right?
Yeah. And so I said, why not twist it and talk about foreigners? And it's quite hard, you know. It's quite hard, but it's easier to a Filipina to look what's good and bad to them. But foreigners, it's quite hard because everyone has their own reason why they come here in the Philippines. So we're going to talk about the good first.
Right. You're going to start. You're going to bring up some good things.
Yeah.
And general good things. You're not going to just talk about the good things that you know about me, right? Because
yeah, of course.
generally, things you know from other people.
Like I have lots of Filipino friends that are with a foreigner, so I read some research about it.
So we're generalizing. We're saying that some of these good points and bad points that we'll discuss apply to the majority, not everyone. Of course.
That's
so
true.
if you're watching this and you say, "Well, that's not me. I'm not like that." You know, maybe not. But we're talking about what we think is a majority.
Yeah, true. So, the first good thing about dating a foreigner, the foreigners that are coming here actually to look for a serious relationship. You know, those foreigners are genuinely wanted a serious relationship with a Filipina. So yes, I said that's one of good thing in my list. What do you think?
What's good about that, though? I mean, if they're coming here to find a serious relationship, and that's a good thing. But how is that good for the Filipina?
Well, because they're really genuine.
Okay, so genuine. Okay.
Yeah, genuine,
All right.
and most of them actually treat their Filipina right. Yeah, because you know they move. That's why they move in here to have a good wife. So it's a good match.
So what you're saying is that the foreigners looking for a serious relationship or a wife come here. They're usually really intending on treating their girl like a queen and being very genuine with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good match. You know, the Filipino will treat them like a king as well. So, you know, it's a win-win-win. The second good thing about I was thinking about it because in general, and I do have lots of Filipina friends, and we also have this kind of conversation about it. Foreigners are more like manly. Hard, manly, like
Manly?
they are, you know, easy.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, like you can trust to lead the family. They are. Like they are more dominate because we Filipinas, we love to be with someone that we could trust and to dominate us, you know, to lead our family. So I think it's a good thing for me. It is. Yeah.
Okay. So you're like a dominant man.
Yeah, like well.
You like a man. You like a man to be a man.
Yeah,
to be
to be a man.
like we've talked about before, but to be the leader.
Yeah, to protect me and my family. So in general, really foreigners are, you know, manly, hard. The Filipinas likes it.
I'm sure there's a lot of foreigners thinking, yeah, I like that. I'm manly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so what else? I actually put it down so I won't forget any of...
Well, you must have forgotten because you're looking at your list now.
Okay, so foreigners are actually willing to accept single mothers.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important for a lot of Filipinos because there's a lot of single moms out here, and so often the Philippine man just doesn't want to take that responsibility.
Yeah.
And we know of many. Well, it's very, very common.
I mean, I'm one of the.
Well, it's very common. Yet, a foreigner coming out here looking for love or relationships, and if they find a woman that has a child, in a lot of cases, a majority of cases, I think they'll accept that. They're okay with that, and they will take on the child and love them as their own.
Yeah, really, I really through because I have a lot of friends that are with foreigner. They're a single mom, and in the foreigners actually treat the kids like his own, and he even support the child as well. Yeah, so I think that's a good thing. And you know, I bring this up because Filipino are not into single moms. Yeah, I already mentioned this in my previous video. They even like virginity is matters to them. Yeah, and foreigners are not like that. They respect you, whatever your background is. Yeah, they will accept you fully. So I think, yeah, that's one.
And I'm just going to say the reason as well for the Philippine man, in so many cases, because they don't exercise birth control here, they get the girlfriend pregnant, but it wasn't intentional.
No.
So many times, so it's not that they're just not loving people or whatever. They just weren't planning on it, and they're not ready to take on that financial responsibility.
True.
And it's easier for them to run away.
Yeah, I actually talk about it in my, one of my previous video, why there's a lot of single mothers in the Philippines. Yeah, and I agree with you. You know, they don't bother to use any, what do you call that? Family planning, like
Birth control.
Birth control. They don't do that here. Hopefully, in the future, in the older, they would learn how to do that because it's just not good. The kids will suffer, right? So, anyways, let's move into the next good thing. Okay. Yeah, foreigners are more responsible. Like they always think about tomorrow. Like even when it comes to money, they really have a budget. Like they really do. And when it comes to have a baby, like if they said they're gonna have only 2 kids, and they will really take responsibility for that, right?
Yeah. Now, in general, foreigners or Westerners are a lot more forward-thinking than Asians. That I've experienced in other Asian countries too. They just tend to not look too far ahead. Sometimes they don't think of the consequences often of their actions.
When you make decision, that's really like, you really think about it. So that's a good thing. That means responsible.
Yeah.
So, okay. Another thing is foreigners are very protective. Or should I say overprotective? There's my husband.
I am overprotective with the kids. That's
when
for
it
sure.
comes to your kids, yeah, he is really.
And I do not apologize for that, because I would rather be overprotective than not protective enough, of course.
Yeah, and it is, for me as a Filipina, it is also good for me because so I can improve being a parent. It is. I learned something, like it's really big difference, the parenting as Asian.
It is very different. Yeah. And I want to go back. I say overprotective compared with a Philippine family, whatever. I am extremely overprotective, but I don't even consider it being overprotective. I think it's just common sense. I mean, it's like, one of my things that bothers me out here is the little kids you see just running around in the streets without a adult or a parent inside.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I saw one the other day coming down the street. I mean, the kid must have been smaller than Gracie.
Yeah.
I'm serious, and I think he was with his older brother, who must have been 4, maybe, and they were literally just running around the street there, and it just blows my mind.
Sad,
I'm sorry, I can't stand that. It drives me nuts. I think it's they seem to instinctively know what not to do out here because you don't hear them getting run over too much. I guess it happens occasionally, but they generally seem to know not to run into the road. But still, I wouldn't want to risk it. I couldn't be in our house knowing my children are running around outside in the street.
I know, they're just not advanced when it comes to thinking. Yeah, that's what I learned from Gary. Always be cautious.
Right. Well, not only would that not happen in USA, it's not legal in the USA. So.
Yeah. The other day, when I went up, the kids even driving like a little bike, what Gracie has, in the street. I mean, there's a lot of, you even scared of me walking in the street because there's a lot of driver like, imagine that.
Yeah. Anyway, sticking to the topic of not against the Filipinos, but
we're going to talk about the foreigners today. So, Okay, so last good thing. They're very...
Only the last thing,
yeah,
that's it?
That's a good... that's a lot of budget.
The last
Just
thing, that's
kidding.
it.
Last
I
good.
thought
Last
we were
good.
just... Okay,
No,
go on.
last good. There's still bad. There's more bad. Just kidding.
I see, you're just excited to get to the bad, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
It's more fun to talk about the bad.
Yeah. Foreigners are very straightforward. Do you agree? I mean, you are...
You mean, yeah, they say what they mean.
Yeah, like...
Little
You know.
blunt, yeah,
Like,
I certainly am.
I know someone that she's dating a foreigner, and she was really hurt because the foreigner told her that I don't like you because of your looks. So they are really
It's suggesting she's ugly?
I don't want to say that
I
word.
know, is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah.
Because of their looks?
Yeah. So because in Asia we care what we say to other people. We tend to maybe ghost them instead of saying the things to them. So foreigners are really straightforward. Like Gary, if I cook him, I remember in the past I cook him a meal, and if he doesn't like, he will actually tell me that he doesn't like the food. So for me, I take it as a good thing because when I did that, like he doesn't like the food, I would do my best to improve it.
And as I don't do it to be mean or not cook, because generally you cook really, really well. But very occasionally you'll come up with a dish that just isn't to my liking. And the
Not
only
your
reason
taste.
I would tell you straight up, honey, I really don't like this meal today much, is because I don't want you to make it again for me. And if I'm just polite and like, oh, thank you, honey, thanks for dinner, and you might be thinking, oh, I'll make that one again.
Yeah.
So if I'm honest and I tell you, honey, I'm sorry, I just didn't like this today. You know, it's not to be mean, but let me scratch that one from my menu, and I won't cook that one again for him.
Yeah, and I like the reason. I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, that's true. It's really true. At first, of course, it hurts my feelings, but I realized when you explained
About 30
to me.
seconds.
I had a tempo for a few minutes back then. But after that, I really realized, I mean, that's true. So
Yeah, I think being honest, obviously there's sometimes you've got to be a little sensitive with your honesty, right? You don't want to hurt people's feelings.
yeah.
So you just got to, in a way, be honest that it's gentle and not too hurtful. But honesty is good.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the list. Maybe we forgot something, but you can share your thoughts in the comment section.
Yeah, there's many other things. I mean, that are good. I mean, foreigners are generally generous. Because I think they often have more money than the Filipinos have. So of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good thing as well. Yeah.
So that is a good thing. So okay, go on. I know you're dying to get.
You can share some of your thoughts about it as well.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna move into the bad things.
Yeah, what you looking
I'm
forward
excited.
to? Yeah.
I'm not really. Okay, so one bad thing.
Only one thing.
The first
The
bad
first one.
thing.
Okay. I thought you only came up with one thing.
No, that's the first bad thing about dating foreigners, like dating the foreigners that actually don't have intention to have a real relationship, like just
You mean
have
the ones
fun.
that are just looking for sex?
Uy.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
just
I mean, that's
looking for fun.
That's being
You see,
honest,
that's
right?
straightforward.
That's exactly what you're saying. We're straight to the point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
but that's true, right?
It's true. There are some. I'm gonna put it. That's true that there are some foreigners actually coming here just to have fun.
Right.
That's yeah.
Right. And a few years ago, I would have been kind of like, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's because I wasn't living a Christian life back then, and I was lost, and so I was one of those bad people.
And
But
you
I
know
changed
what?
my life, so now I can say that I think it's a bad thing.
And you know what? I understand that. Like foreigners that are new in the country, they actually don't realize how famous they are in the Asian. Like
Famous?
women, yeah, they are famous here. Even women are the one to introducing themselves to foreigners because they like white men, right? They like big, yeah, they like big, like tall.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's not get into those subjects.
Yeah, so foreigners, like they put that in their mind that they can get like 3 or more girls, right? So
Right.
that actually affect them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
their
We were
mindset.
talking about this the other day, actually, and a lot of the problem is when the foreigner comes out here. She said the girls are very open to the foreigner, very flirtatious with the foreigner, very straightforward with them as well about their intentions, and they often will make the foreigner feel quite special. And we were talking the other day about how when I first came here, it's like everywhere I went, the girls are constantly telling you, you know, oh, hello, sexy man, and wow, you're so handsome.
Give me kids. Have you encountered that?
Well, I didn't get that yet, but maybe
There are
I've
some.
heard many things, yeah. But you know, when you're new here and you're hearing people constantly telling you, wow, they really think I'm handsome, and you know, ultimately you start looking in the mirror a little bit, thinking, you know, I don't look so bad, do I? You know, but then you'll notice that they're saying it to everyone.
Yeah.
And even guys that are really quite gross.
Yeah, so that's
and
a
ugly. In fact, they're
reality.
telling him, "Hey, sexy man, you're handsome," and you realize, well, maybe it's not actually reality.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
know,
fantasy.
fantasy. And then some people, you know, like you before, you will realize that's not the life you wanted to have. You
Right.
know, you want lifetime. You want a wife that would actually cares for you. So, you know, sooner or
pretty good,
later,
didn't I?
yeah, those people, those foreigner, those foreigner are actually, you know, sooner or later they will realize that that's not the life that should be. So, anyway, that's the first one. That
was a long one.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I guess this is really generalized that foreigners are not patient.
Generalizing?
Yeah.
They're not patient.
Yeah.
No, they're not, and I'm not. I confess to that. I'm extremely impatient over here, as a lot of foreigners that I know are. And everywhere I've been in, and I've been here over 10 years, and definitely the majority of foreigners over here lack patience.
Yeah, because of the organizers in here in the Philippines is
Right.
not.
Well, it's a
that
different
good.
culture, and things they do over here, the way they do things over here can
It's
be
different.
frustrating.
It is different.
But again, we have to recognize we're in another country. It's not our country. And, you know, we shouldn't come over here trying to expect them to act like they would in our country. Even though it is frustrating, because what we're used
You
to.
have to put up with it.
You have to just respect where you're at and put up with it, as you said. And I try, but I don't always do a good job with that. I get very frustrated driving.
Especially driving and getting
Oh.
in line in groceries.
And,
Very oh. But you get used to it. It just doesn't take that long. Yeah, how long have you been here? 10 years? So
Yeah, coming here more than 10 years,
yeah.
for sure.
So anyways, yeah, that's one. That's the second bad thing.
Does not being patient include being bad-tempered, or is that another?
No, that's another topic.
Right.
But you know, like I don't know, is it just me? Like I feel like Gary is always like, you know, rushing.
I am?
Yeah, like every time I get ready because
No, you're
you know,
right. I'm because Philippines don't value time like foreigners.
no,
like if you
that's
have
true.
a
I think everyone
appointment
knows
to
that.
go somewhere or meet someone, the Philippines are so laid back. Whenever you tell them a time and they don't really stick by it. If I tell somebody I want to meet them at a time, I get frustrated. If we're not going to be there, I'm going to be late. I'm going to get really angry about it. I want to be there when we say we'll be there.
And so that's also a good thing for me as a Filipina dating a foreigner, because it's actually a good thing that always on time. It's like I copy also. Yeah, I becoming like that too, because I realize it's just respectful.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah. So, but I'm still getting used to it, especially when we go somewhere. I'm trying to get ready, Philippine or women always takes time.
You're doing quite well.
Yeah.
So keep it up.
Okay, so another bad thing about foreigner is they are loud.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, maybe because they're
But
just
they're loud.
big, they
They're
have a
loud.
loud voice, but for us Filipino people, we don't like loud. It's especially if so many people, like we are in public and you're gonna tone your voice loud. It is disrespectful.
They are loud, and if they're having a disagreement, and I'm guilty of this too, with their wife or girlfriend, they can be louder in public because they're not really, you know,
Scandalous.
thinking that other people might be listening. And they,
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm angry or frustrated, I'm just not aware of people around me.
Yeah.
Whereas you're like, oh, keep it down.
I know. And then I think the first few years that we're together, it was actually affecting me because, you know, we Filipinos, we don't like, because we care about what other people say about us.
Yeah, yeah.
And usually here in the Philippines, if you're fighting, people will listen to you. It's not like maybe in your country, they will not care. But here, Filipinos will care. They would even, you know, stay there and watch you. So I think that's one thing
No,
why.
it's a bad thing. It is a bad thing. And can I add, there's another bad thing, which I don't know if you go on your list, but, you know, and I know because I don't, maybe I was guilty of this a little bit as well in the past, and it wasn't intentional, but I often experience seeing foreigners looking down on Filipinos a little bit.
True.
And kind of, well, and even the Philippines are aware of this. You know, they're aware. The foreigners, they think we're below them.
You know
Sometimes,
what, that's true.
and I'm sorry if that, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people watching who say, no, I'm not that way, and you may not be, but
There
a
are
lot of
some.
people, no, it's more than some. It's more than half. They have, and I think what it is we are more educated in the West for sure, right? We just
Like,
are.
you have more experience.
Yeah, and so we come here thinking that makes us more intelligent or better than the Filipina, and that's just not the case. And you know, just because you have a better education doesn't make you more intelligent.
Yeah, true.
Than I mean, look at you. You're way more intelligent. I know more than you, but you're more intelligent than me.
No.
Well, I think so.
That's
We're
it.
certainly not less. We're very equal.
Yeah,
You know, I don't look down on anybody.
No, you're doing, you know, great.
I really
And
don't.
there are some
But some-
foreigners. I
some-
mean,
some
I even
do.
witness it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like Philippine or waiter, like do something
Yeah,
bad. They will
yeah.
even yell. I mean, it's not good, yeah.
Yeah, and I've had my moments too.
But you know, I can see that you're trying your best not to lose your loud or patience.
Right. But that is a bad thing that I notice anyway. That I think foreigners are guilty of.
Yeah, even towards their girlfriend or wife, they even do that.
Yeah.
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 There's some like that. So that's one of the things for bringing that up. That's
You're
really
welcome.
true. So yeah, I think this is the last one.
We better make it the last one.
Bad temper. I'm talking about you, but you know, there's a lot of.
So you're saying the majority of
yeah,
foreigners are bad, or have
they lost their temper easy.
Okay, so not necessarily always they have a bad temper, but you're saying that in general they'll lose their temper easier than a Filipino.
Yeah,
Yeah,
compared.
I agree. And some are much worse than others, of course. Some have really bad tempers.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I'm you know, I'm making myself look bad now, but I have a bad temper.
Yeah.
And I don't like it, but I
But
do lose my
you
temper.
improve. I actually improve. You improve that.
Every day is
because-
growing.
Yeah.
Every day is a growth, and
I remember the first few years we spent together. You were worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to be a few years even before I met you. I was quite horrible. I'm not proud of who I was and the way I was. So,
Well, that's good because every day we grow. So.
well, that's it. Trying to improve ourselves, and that's what our focus is now. So, yeah, there's a long list of bad stuff, isn't there?
Yeah, and that's it.
But there's good stuff too.
There's good
it's
and
always
bad.
out,
Of
but,
course, there's always gonna be. There's no one perfect.
No.
So.
And of course, everybody's got an opinion. These are kind of well, not just our opinions. You could do some research on it too.
Yeah,
so there are other people's opinions as well. But please give us your opinions. I mean,
Yeah, share.
are we wrong on anything we've said, or do you have other things that you can share
Yeah.
that are good or bad about Filipinos dating a foreigner?
Please comment in the comment section. Share your opinion or thoughts. Anyway, thank you, honey, for being with me in this topic.
It's a good conversation. It's like I can't believe we've been talking for 25 minutes already.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Thank you guys for being with us till the end, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.